And thank you for joining Paper Crafting with Tracey. Today we're going to be making a card like this. And what I've done is I've taken some designer series paper and I've cut it in a series of different cuts and then eliminated some of those pieces, and that's what gave this kind of a sunburst effect. So I'm going to make a little bit different design with this one. I'm going to be using the Playing with Patterns designer series paper. So here's some examples of what's in this paper. They would all work beautifully for this. And then, of course, on the other side, there's some more. So the one I'm going to be using is this one here. And the colors I took out of it was the Crushed Curry and also the Calypso Coral is what I'll be using for the backgrounds. So the first thing I need to do is cut this paper. So I'll just get my trimmer. And all I did, because I'm going to have it going this way on the paper, is I just started with this corner. And it doesn't have to be perfect because that corner is actually going to be covered. And I just did a series of cuts. Like so. And the hardest part is going to be just kind of lining it all up. So there's... And if I can manage to do it so that I have an uneven amount, it'll actually make things easier. So there's 3. We'll probably do this next one. Like so. Right down to the corner, because that will also make it easier to put things in. So there's 4. And then this last one I'll just kind of cut in. Oops. There we go. Oops. So now I'll get my Calypso Coral here. And I'm just going to be putting this on here. Okay, like so. It'd be easier if I put it together more this direction so that I can see which way it's all going. Yeah, I can see that's the longest one. And of course these aren't perfectly lined up at the moment, but that's okay. It's just giving me an idea. So I know that one goes next. Like so. Alright, like I said, they're not perfect right now, and that's okay. Because I'm going to start with the edge piece. Now, because of the different shapes with these, with the very fine points, I found it easier just to glue it. So that I made sure I got into the tips. And again, you don't have to worry so much about the tip where they all meet, because I'm going to put, I'm going to cover that. There we go. So I'm just going to move those over a little bit. And I'll line this all up. Oops. The only problem with the glue, of course, is it dries quick. Okay, now I'm going to do this other corner down here. And that's why I wanted an uneven amount, so that I started and ended with the designer paper. It just actually makes it easier while you're constructing this. Because now I will put this piece in. Okay, and I know that one was the next one. So the next one's actually, after that, is going to go to the corner. Right there. So that's going to be the next one I'm going to anchor down. Let's get some glue on there. So I'm just going to line it up to that corner there. And then I know that this just goes to that corner. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oops. Because that's going to be covered at that end. So now I know this one doesn't need to be there. So this one fits in there. That one's there. And that one goes there. So it's only going to be this one that I'm going to be gluing down now. So the other ones are there just as a bit of a guideline, just so that I know where I'm putting these again. So I'm just going to hold this one here in kind of place so I can line this one up. Just so I can get it on the edge here. And then I'll take the other two out when I lay it flat, just so that it doesn't accidentally. And there you go, you've got that nice starburst pattern. So I'll get rid of all of those. And that's the design I've got. So I'm using my card base as the crushed curry. So I'll just get my stamp and seal. Oh, and actually before I do that, I need to put my center on there. So I'm going to be using the Calypso Coral again, which I apologize, I forgot to grab an extra piece of that, so I'll just do that here. And I'm just going to punch it out. So I'm using a 2-inch circle and a 2 1/4 inch circle. So I'm just going to use the 2 1/4 for the, there we go, and then the next one is just going to be a piece of basic white. So, and you want to make sure you put these all on before you attach this to your card base, because we're going to cut it before it goes on. Okay. And I'll actually stamp it first as well, just in case. So I'm using the Mini Mates stamp set. So I think I will just get one out here. The You Are So Fabulous. And I'll use the Calypso Coral again. Okay. And now I'll just adhere these. Oops. And then again, I'm just going to adhere this. And now what I want to do is make sure it comes down so that I cover this point here. So it is going to go over the edge, and that is just fine. Because now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim off the excess. Just following along the edge of the card. And that's what you end up with. And now I will attach this to my card. And again, this is crushed curry. This one looks like lots of sunshine, which is perfect for somebody that needs a little brightening. And there you have it, a finished card. We'll bring in the other one here. And there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial with Paper Crafting with Tracey. Please join us on our Facebook page, Paper Crafting with Tracey as well, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on more videos. Happy stamping!